We're in for a good one. Sometimes you just see a game from someone you know, the one and only, where just immediately, judging by the art style and character designs, I just know I have to play the game. I just, I can't not. I mean, right? Right? This is Intoxicating by Osvaldo Goddess, a creator we know very well at this point, with some other familiar names a part of this project. The sprite art done by Moleworks. We played Dropped Connection during the O2A2 Jam, the Queer Edition, earlier this year. And recognize the background art done by Knickknack PJ. We've played a few of their games too. You might remember The Perfect Portrait. The really creatively put together games. Just really unique art style of their own. Really creatively put together games. Perfect Portrait particularly stood out for just how depiction of the dystopian future of AI art and the interesting variety of generated portraits in all of its horror. It's just really unique art. A whole bunch of really talented artists and a really talented creator coming together for an entry to the Yuri Game Jam 2023. This is Intoxicating. And if this title screen and music isn't setting the tone already, let me tell you, it's almost midnight at the Red Clover Tavern, and Kate, our intrepid bartender, unfortunately, finds themselves working there tonight. This is due to their own accord. They're that feeling when someone calls you to cover for their shift, and you're just unable to say no. And now they're working on a busy Saturday night. They're hounded by customers nonstop, and everything's all high stress and pain and suffering until the pretty woman sits down in front of them. This bright-eyed woman is mysterious, refuses to give out any information about herself, but look at those eyes. Aren't they just drawing you in? Don't you want to know more? Don't you want to just let go of all this stress? What is she hiding from us? Let's see, shall we? It's Saturday, and for once in my life, I had the day off. That is, until the phone rang. My red mobile device, it showed someone was calling for me, a coworker. My stomach turned before I could even read the name on the screen. We're still a few hours before 4, and I freaking knew what was gonna follow if I answered. Despite my unease, I accepted the call and my fate. Immediately, a panicked Angela feverishly explained her situation to me. My sister is in the hospital. I know this is last minute, but can you please take my shift? I've asked everyone. My heart ached for her. I know what it's like to be backed into a corner. So without even asking what happened or if she even attempted to call Julie to let her know she won't be turning up for her shift, I jumped in to help. It's no problem, I got you. Go be with her sister. Hearing her sigh of relief followed by a soft thank you warmed my heart. I felt good. Really good. Thinking back on it now, I still do. But... oh, hey, look at that wrestling match going on in the corner over there. But being here now... on a busy, late Saturday night with annoying, drunk customers who either get belligerent with me for denying them one more shot, or who have no problem hitting on me despite that fancy little wedding ring on their finger. Ooh, hello. Try and see if you can spot the references in the back. Genitos? Well, I can't help but feel some regret. After all, if I had said no, I would be home watching videos right now. Cozy and warm under my brand new comforter, with Cream Puff nuzzling against me, purring softly. Sometimes I wish I was a bit more selfish. Here you go, 1 apple martini. Women want me. Bottom text. The shy college girl mutters a thank you before going off to join her friends at the nearby table. She takes tiny sips of the drink, coughing between each one. What I would do to be in her shoes. Hanging out with friends on a weekend without a care in the world. Instead, I'm here. Take my eyes off her and focus on polishing an old-fashioned glass while taking a look around the bar. The other bartender I'm on shift with, Raheem, is wiping down the bar top after someone spilled their drink. Despite that mishap, seems like every patron is content. For now. What time is it? Put the shiny glass down and with great effort wriggle my phone free from my tight pants pocket. The lock screen flashes on and greets me with Cream Puff's sweet, sleeping face. The time above his orange fluffy head reads 11:54. Seriously? How the heck is it not even 12 yet? These last few hours are going to drag. Ah, man, and I have to come back here tomorrow. Tisk tisk. Didn't your teachers ever tell you not to stare at the clock, bartender? If you do, it makes time slow to a crawl. Eh? Nearly dropping my phone, I recover the fumble and thrust it back in my pocket. I turn in the direction of the quiet and admittedly alluring voice. Mysterious meeting. The voice belongs to a woman whose colorful and vibrant eyes are reminiscent of the stained glass I would see at church every Sunday as a kid. Oh wow, her eyes are like nothing I've ever seen before. If I had met this woman, even just once, I'd remember her among the sea of regulars I've grown accustomed to. The woman quirks her brow. Well? Her voice breaks me out of my trance, and the corner of her mouth curls into an amused smirk. Ooh. I'm sorry. When'd you get there? I have a good sense of when someone's approaching the bar, so either this lady's a secret agent or I'm getting old and losing my touch. It doesn't freaking matter. What matters is that I could have had her waiting for 5 minutes or 5 seconds. In the world of customer service, both are equally as terrible. Biting my bottom lip, I braced myself for the possible roads that this conversation could go down. One watches me carefully and quirks her brow. Probably curious of how I'm going to apologize or make this up to her. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's a slight edge to her voice, as if my apology is offending her. I'm not a Karen, I hope you know that. I'm not going to berate you for taking a moment or two to yourself to check the damn time. I was simply teasing you. She sighs, glancing off toward a table of middle-aged patrons that are putting on an elaborate order minutes before the kitchen closes. I know what it's like. You do? You work as a bartender? No. What do you do then? Her lips press firmly together. So she's not a secret agent as I had thought. She does work in customer service, though it's obvious she won't elaborate on it any further. For some reason. Must be one of those places with an NDA or a Fortune 500 company. Well, it's nice to know someone understands the daily struggle of the hellscape that is customer service. She looks me up and down before flickering her eyes back up at my face. A special kind of companionship, isn't it? A tingle shoots down my spine, electrifying every nerve along the way as she says that in a low whisper. She taps her fingers on the bar top, snapping me out of my daze, much like a magician freeing somebody from their spell. As much as I would like to talk about our daily struggles, I unfortunately don't have the time for that. So... right. Get hold of yourself, Kate. It's just a very pretty lady. You've dealt with her kind before. Why is she such a special case all of a sudden? Managing to find my voice again, I prepare to blurt out my normal greeting to every new face that walks in here. Welcome to the Red Clover Tavern. What can I get you today? You sound like one of those old-timey bartenders from the 70s. Could you sound any more show-timey? I can feel my confidence crack a bit. Though it could be worse. She could have called me a sewer rat like that one guy did. Ooh, ow. Really? Maybe I should don a handlebar mustache and one of those striped tops so I can fit your image of me. That could work. I'll try to wear one next time you come in. Now, back to the question at hand. What can I get you? One's vibrant eyes scanned the menu behind me carefully. Yeah, see? Welcome to the Red Clover Inn, yeah? You have so many drinks here. Lemon Tornado, Purple Rain, Malibu Sunrise. Sheesh. This place is like a frat boy's dream with all the alcohol you're serving here. She's not wrong there. Told Julie we should cut the menu down because the sheer amount we have can be overwhelming for a new customer. Imagine training a new bartender. Yeah. Hell, it can be overwhelming for the bartenders at times, especially during holidays when we get limited time drinks in. Let me narrow it down for you so we're both not here all night, even though I may want to be. I wink at her. What's your poison? Rum? Vodka? Brandy? Or if you really hate yourself, Everclear? She chuckles a bit, the sound causing my heart to leap at my chest. Everclear? Are you trying to kill someone? I promise you, we only serve a small amount. Plus, customers have to sign a waiver. She shakes her head a bit, whispers something under her breath. Even a small amount can kill someone. All you need is a single shot. What's ominous? What was that? Looks at me, her dazzling eyes freezing me in place. To make matters worse, even worse, she smiles at me. Oh, I said that even a small amount can be dangerous, so it's not something I would ever dare to try out. Oh, yeah, most people don't. Like I said, it's a small amount, like 1/10 of a shot. Ah, good. Man, I thought she said something totally different. But back to the topic at hand. My preference is vodka, but I unfortunately have plans tonight, so I can't have it by myself. Huh? I glance over at the clock hanging by the entrance. What in the world could be happening this late into the night? Or is it morning now, technically speaking? Plans? It's 12:05 and it's going to be raining until sunrise. What sort of plans do you have? Early shift at work, or...? No, I have the day off. Then what are you doing tonight? Nothing big, I promise you. Sure, that's what every secret celebrity says, and it turns out those plans end up being a major party and some skyrise downtown. She gives a lackadaisical roll of her eyes at that. Parties, I don't indulge in those. Can't blame her. Parties can get wild sometimes. Always preferred small get-togethers with friends. Wonder if she's a homebody. No, I wouldn't say I'm a homebody. Wait, what? Did I say that out loud? Huh? Are you an Esper? No. I have a knack for reading people. You were knitting your eyebrows together, like you were deep in thought. And it wasn't that much of a leap to make. When somebody says they often go to parties, people tend to assume they're a hermit, or something along those lines. Dang, she's good. But enough about me. The drink. Right. I clear my throat. Well, we have a few mixed drinks with vodka in it, like, surprise me. I freeze. Slowly, I turn my head toward the woman as if I'm a character in a sitcom and she's the camera. Excuse me? She smirks. Oh ho. She knows. She friggin' knows. Your kind's favorite phrase, did not? That remark earns her a scrutinizing squint. It's not like I'm asking you to pick from a million options, bartender. I told you two things. I like vodka and that I have plans tonight. That should steer you in the right direction. True. Okay, let's see what I can come up with. Thank you. Turn my back to her, and when I do, one question makes its way into the forefront of my mind. Why am I even entertaining this? And again, it's not like I wouldn't. Even with the worst of customers, I smile begrudgingly to get a good tip, even if that means making a miracle of a surprise me order. But am I doing this for a tip? I shake my head, free of that thought. Focus, Kate. Think of the mixed drinks that have vodka in it. What would this lady like? Bay Breeze, maybe? Red drink made up of mostly pineapple and cranberry juice? Refreshing, but definitely more on the fruity, sweet side thanks to the pineapple. Or would she be a fan of the red, white, and blue? A picturesque layered drink with lemonade, grenadine, vodka, and blue curacao. Other people her age? Question mark? Get it. A little heavy on the alcohol, but she may end up liking it due to the combination of flavors and how pretty it is. Last drink to pop into my head is the Vampire Kiss, a refined drink that's made up of vodka and raspberry liqueur, plus the rim is coated with red sugar. Tart, sweet, and light on the alcohol, but because of its sexier presentation, it's on the pricier side. What should I make this woman, given what I know? Oh no. Decisions! I'm gonna go for the Vampire Kiss. Gathering the ingredients for the Vampire Kiss, I sneak a peek at the woman who is idly playing with a little brown drink napkin. You know, I realize I never asked you for your name. It would be cruel of me to keep calling you bartender for all that. I pause, a loud shaking from the mixer coming to a halt. That is, unless you like being called that. Her tone was playful. She's inferring to something beyond just simple name-calling. Bartender is not one of the names I like to be called, that's for sure. I clear my throat and resume mixing with a shaking the mixer, the banging of the ice bringing me a sense of calm as I'm drowning in a sea of confusion. The name's Kate. I grab the correct glass and pour the liquid inside. Despite the brief lapse in judgment, the drink looked perfect. While the garnishes as the finishing touch, I ask a question to keep the conversation going. What about you? What's your name? Sorry, but I don't give out my name to people. That's a first. Not even a fake name for me to work with, like the classic bend over. Huh? Why's that? It's a safety precaution. Give the old Simpsons mo since I... Do I have a bend over in the bar? No. Okay. It's a safety precaution. Safety precaution? Against what? Just her name? My experience, nothing bad has ever happened to me when I gave up my name. At least I don't think anything bad has happened. Lots of choices here. Clearly we gotta give her a nickname too. Alright, fine. I won't ask for your name. Then that means I can come up with one for you. Excuse me. Oh? Whoa, shock! Putting her now finished drink down the counter behind me, I lean my body forward and give her face a good look over. All while ignoring the quickening pace of my heart. I scratched my metaphorical beard and thought, oh, why are you so close? Oh, someone's a little flustered. I try my best to hide my smile, but I can't. Need to get a good picture of you, since I don't know much about you. I only have your looks to base my nickname on. There's one characteristic of yours that really stands out. Her gaze links with mine, and I nearly miss the way her expression shifts. My eyes. Bingo! They remind me of the insides of a jawbreaker. Beautiful, colorful, vibrant. You can get lost in them. Addictive, even. Much like how one wants to get to the center of the jawbreaker for that gumball, I want to stay under this gaze. Oh, but I keep that comment to myself. You are not calling me jawbreaker. Okay, gumball, maybe? Those are pretty colorful. And they're my favorite candy. No, I'm not going to be referred to by any type of candy. Geez, she's making this harder than it has to be. I wonder what else is colorful. Kaleidoscope, perhaps? But who calls someone a kaleidoscope? At least Gumball was cute. Gumball is kind of cute. Jawbreaker was unique, even if it might get weird glances from people. What's so funny? Your face. When you think it's charming. Yeah. Leaping back and nearly knocking over bottles of alcohol behind me, the woman's amusement only grows, and she continues to chuckle. Oh, you don't want to get lost in my eyes, Kate. Get hold of yourself, Kate. You were doing so well. You got her flustered there for a little bit. Taking a quick breath in and out, I marched forward with the conversation. Listen, if you want your drink, I need a name. You could give me an alias or an obvious fake name. That I'll have a chuckle at. Just want something, okay? Putting me in a difficult spot. Okay, I'll bite. She taps her finger on her chin, giving her nickname some thought. You can call me. Her eyes twinkle slightly. Kali. Ah. Okay, I was not expecting something so pretty. Why Kali? If you don't mind me asking. There's a nice ring to it. Admittedly. It's also the first thing I could come up with. Well, out of the names I've heard during the 6 years of working here, your name is definitely at the top of the list of best names Kate has ever heard. As for your reward for getting a spot on such a high esteemed list, your drink for the evening. In quick succession, I turn around and grab her wonderfully made drink and hop back around with a bright smile on my face, similar to what you would see a presenter at an awards show wear. Ta-da! Put the drink down in front of her and she takes it in. Oh. She inspects the drink carefully. I can't tell if her O is good or bad. It's so hard to read her at times. Oh? Is the drink not to your liking? Not at all. I'm just surprised. Well, you did say surprise me, so I guess that's the win. You're a smartass, you know that? Perceptive, aren't you? I tend to be one sometimes. Depends on the mood you catch me in. Huh. Anyway. I was expecting something outlandish, extravagant, maybe even something so dumb it would have melted my brain. But instead you presented me with a simple martini. Sometimes simple is the best way to go. That's because I couldn't come up with much else even when given limitless freedom. Now, let's see how it tastes. Wrapping her fingers around the delicate martini glass, she presses the sugared rim to her lips and gauges my reaction as she does so. My courage begins to falter as she slowly places the drink back down. Her poker face is way too good to see through. Finally, a pleasant smile brightens her face. Delicious. And it's not strong. You did say you had somewhere to be tonight. For whatever reason, so I wanted to make sure you didn't get hammered. Good that you kept your fat facts in mind. Excellent job, Kate. Upon hearing her praise, I have to restrain myself from jumping for joy. To make the situation even sweeter, she takes another sip of her drink. What? Callie opens her mouth, but before she can get her words out, the blaring voice of a special news report comes out from the TV behind me. Despite the mounting evidence against him, reports are indicating that Mayor Levine will be acquitted of most of the charges against him. This includes the misuse of city funds and misconduct. Mierda. Shouldn't be surprised, but fuck, how hard is it for assholes to be put in jail for their crimes? Did he get off because of the lawyer he got? Out of the corner of my eye, I notice Callie's grip tightening on her drink. Ooh. Without even thinking, I rest my hand on her arm. She looks at me, and the fiery intensity in her stare soothes. Hey, you don't want that any tighter and the glass is going to get everywhere, including in your hand. Last thing we both need is you getting sent to the hospital tonight. As if realizing how dangerously close she is to having an unfun trip to the hospital, as opposed to a fun one, she loosens her grip on the martini glass and sets it down. You're right. My apologies. The first time tonight, it seems as though Callie has been truly thrown off kilter. Thought I would enjoy seeing her like this as payback for the way she's been making me feel, but I don't. I can't help but feel pity for her. You okay? I'm fine. Are you related? I understand how you feel. Real world's rough. But hey, that's why some of us come here. Drink to forget the problems of the world until the next morning when it all comes rushing back to us during a painful hangover. Well, my best attempt to lighten the mood just fell flat on its face. Callie, meanwhile, stares down at the mahogany bar top, deep in thought. Kate, what's up? What do you think of the state of the world? Huh? Thankfully, only seconds pass before she realizes how complex and out of nowhere her question really was. A new gravity settles in her expression. What do you think of all this? The people, the places you go to, how things are being ran, everything. Jeez, that's a loaded question if I've ever heard one. Can't say I was expecting to hear something like that tonight. Then again, I wasn't expecting any of this. She's looking at me expectantly, like she wants to hear my response, and anything but would only upset her. It's awful. The state that the world is in, it's hard to ignore it all. Every day I wake up in fear for my life. Fearful for others, for people that I love and care about. Hell, even for complete strangers. That's too real right now. And why? Because of who I am. My very existence disgusts people and I hate it. Not to mention all the other bullshit that's going on, like outrageous living costs. When I was starting out here, I wasn't making much, so I basically had to give up an arm and a leg to keep up with just trying to make ends meet. You're awfully quiet. Not sure if I like that. Sorry, I'm just giving your question some thought. If I had to be honest, I think it's pretty awful. I'm sure you can guess why. I gestured my head toward the TV behind us. The news anchor is now reporting another miserable story about what's going on in the world. Rich people shit, millionaire shit, getting away with awful shit. Let's see, what about you? Hopefully I'm not intruding on anything by asking your opinion on the matter. Not at all. For once I'll be able to answer your question. The $1 million question is, will it be a vague answer or an essay-long response detailing her opinion on the world? A small part of me is hoping for the latter, just so she can be here for a little longer. I don't have quite the same outlook as you, but I will admit, there are good people in the world. People who are too kind for their own good. It's not hard to see what she means. My dad's like that. Give the shirt off his back for anyone in need, and sometimes that bit him in the ass. I've seen it happen firsthand. I nod, urging her to continue. She does. Good people die. Or if life is feeling particularly cruel, they're tortured by sadistic people that hold power, all for their own selfish gain. Those people, they sicken me. I know she's not lying. Her words intertwine thickly with venom and pure disgust. Mere mention of these people makes her face go pale. Because these people, this world is a rotten wasteland. I think if the world were to be reformed, the good people should stay. Reformed? What in the world does she mean by that? What about... I pause. The good people should stay. Does that mean this world should start anew? So kind of like a rapture or something? Except no one dies and ascends to heaven? Yeah. Something along those lines, yes. Revolution, let's go. Kali is, of course, a goddess of darkness, destruction, death, change. Along those lines, perhaps this name choice was intentional. So, not exactly? No, but don't worry your pretty little head about it, Kate. Just know that you would be someone who would stay around. Oh, I would? Is that my reward for making you a killer vampire's kiss? That she takes another slow, methodical sip, making sure I'm watching her every move. I would be lying if I said it wasn't one of the reasons. There are more reasons? I clasped my hand over my mouth. Crap! I was supposed to say that out loud! Why, yes, there are. Are you that surprised that you hold so much worth? No need to get all flustered about the truth. Too late. Already flustered. Oh, shit. So flustered. You're an open book. You know that, Kate. Yeah? That's why I never got away with anything as a teenager. Can't lie for shit. Taking one last sip of her vampire kiss, she sets the drink down, and I attempt to take it away, but she rests her hand on mine. I freeze, turning to look at her. Perhaps I can teach you a trick to make you a better actor. I have a feeling you'll need it soon. How about it? I shouldn't. Rebellious years are far behind me, even if it doesn't look like it. I've transformed into a responsible cat owner, and one that would gladly slave away at the stove to make cream puffs meals. Go to work every day, not missing a single shift, and I even pick up more when it's needed. Go to my large family gatherings even when I would never. Do something else, like have a me day, whatever that would look like. I'm a responsible, honest adult. Yet my body tingles with excitement at the mere thought of her offer. Maybe it wouldn't hurt to be a little bad sometimes. A lie or two here and there. It should be okay, right? Okay. Oh. She moves her hand from mine, her subtle warmth disappearing shortly after. Good. Now. Earlier you were mesmerized by the fact that I was able to read you. I figured that I can teach you how to do that. It took me several years of practice to master this, so don't expect to be good at it straight away. Oh, don't worry. I was expecting to fall flat on my face the first few go-rounds. That's... well, at least you're being realistic about it. Anyway, you can learn a lot about a person from their facial expressions or even their body movements. Of course, that's how she was able to figure me out earlier. something always gives us away. For example, she slowly turns her head and points her long index finger at a lone customer with a nearly empty glass of Coke and rum. Regular of yours? Yeah, that's Phil. Phil, huh? Where's Larry? For a minute or two, Callie stares at him, carefully monitoring his behavior and every movement. She tilts her head slightly, probably bouncing an idea or two in her head. Her next question leaves her lips, her eyes remaining on the poor, lonely man. Head in his hands, his fingers sticking into his hair, and it looks like he's muttering something to himself. Poor soul down on his luck. Not much is obvious, but what could be plaguing him? Well, I know he's been having issues with money. And that fancy silk suit with a shiny new watch. No, not possible. Callie peeks back over at the TV. The news anchor is talking about yet another crime that has occurred in the city. The lower third, there's headlines of miscellaneous stories being displayed, including how much crime has gone up compared to 5 years ago. Crime rates are up. I wonder. Her sights return to the man, who's now fixated on his phone, tapping his foot anxiously. What could he be looking at? Clearly he's a stockbroker, and his stocks are failing. I suspect he owes someone money, but doesn't have the means to pay them. Perhaps a local loan shark who's headed up to here with his excuses for the late payments. That's why he's here, drinking his sorrows away for the night. I've seen people who looked like that before, fearful for their lives for one reason or another, sweat pouring down their faces while their bodies rattle with unbridled anxiety. It's quite... She never finishes her sentence, but the heat that's rushed up to her face, coloring her cheeks in a miscible light red hue, leaves very little to the imagination. She clears her throat and the faint heat dissipates from her face. She whips her head back to me, her face completely neutral as she composes herself. Enjoys seeing rich people down on their luck and miserable. Absolute queen. We love to see it. Anyway, that's how you do it, Kate. That's how you read someone. Simply examine them, their body language, their speech, and even their clothes. From there, use the information you have. Even just a tiny bit can help you piece someone's life together. Now, of course, having tangible evidence to prove such theories would be great. But when you're in a situation where you don't have that on hand, using your eyes and head goes a long way. I see. So basically, examine a person, use information that you have, and draw your own conclusion. That's it. Huh. It makes it seem so effortless, though. Like she hasn't had an incorrect guess yet. I can't say I'm awful at observing people. Bartending, you kind of need to read people. If I wasn't good at that, I wouldn't be handing drinks out left and right to people who were way past their limit. Well, I even know how to talk to people to guarantee a tip. Knowing the right thing to say is a key skill for a bartender like myself. If it's a good or a bad tip, though, well, that's just something I can't control. But connecting the dots like that, that's some next level shit. But feverishly tap the side of my leg, heavily contemplating my next move. Part of me wants to put her teachings into action. Then again, what happens if I fall flat on my face? Hmm? Almost inaudible hum stops the roller coaster I'm on, just before it takes a plunge into God knows what. Calming melody brings me back to reality, back to Callie. She's watching me expectantly. She wants me to do something, and I can't keep her waiting any longer. Should I put what I learned, the test to try to impress her, or maybe have her give me another example? It's the safe option, but I may be able to get a more personal, intimate example out of her. Ooh, okay, this is a divide. Figure me out. Think I need a more personal lesson. It seems so simple, but I'm still having a tough time with it all. Mind giving me another example? Oh, okay. Let's see. Tapping her fingers rhythmically on the bathtub, she scans the bar for her next target. I shake my head. I want you to do me. She turns her head back to me, amused. I'm sorry, but I think we're... Okay. So we both read that the same way, Callie. Understandable. Sorry, but I think we're still a bit early in our relationship to be doing that. Immediately, images of her body on top of mine flash through my mind, escalating the temperature until my skin feels like it's burning under the ghost of her hand snaking up underneath my skirt. My skirt. Nope, stop, don't do that, Kate. Don't do that. You know that's not what I meant. Pity. Pity? Okay, if we're gonna be... Okay, if we're gonna really play that game, let me rephrase. I don't want you to figure me out like how you did Phil. You know, since I'm an open book, after all. Oh, Kate, that's a cakewalk. A cakewalk, even. Leaning forward, Callie gives me a devilish smirk. You strike me as the type of person who is craving something. Huh? When I walked in here, I noticed how you watched that college kid walk back over to her friends. You may not have intended it, but the way you saw her drink with her outgoing friends out late on a weekend seemed almost jealous. Her voice rises a bit, carving a slice of joy out of that idea. And the way you looked at your phone, frustrated that it was nowhere near closing time. You weren't supposed to be here, were you? Yet here you are. She gestures to the bar we're in. Were you forced here, or did you feel like you had to be here? I chew the inside of my lip. Oof. Is it something you've had to do all your life for people, so you wouldn't hurt or disappoint them? Oh. Hmm. My fingers dig into my tattooed arm. It's getting too real for Kate. He's playing nice. Always staying safe. Is it also why you didn't want to try out what I just taught you? Maybe you were afraid of disappointing me. She's too good at this. Way too fucking good. Kate, when I walked in here and you laid your wide eyes on me, dare I say that there was a twinkle? And since we've been speaking, that little spark hasn't vanished. Your voice comes alive. Leads me to believe that tonight you found something that you want. Uh, you're nice, Kate. That's what I like about you. You, you like that about me? Of course, why wouldn't I? Seems as though it's burning you a little thin. I hate to see someone I like in such a state. Callie's eyes wander over to the clock hanging by the door. A soft sigh escapes her lips, but she remains composed. Her smirk is ever still present on her face. Much as I'm enjoying this, I need to get to the point. She trains her eyes back on me. Kate, you're someone who's nice, but is craving something. That something's a moment of adrenaline that can't be pumped into their otherwise tedious life. She leans forward even more, bringing our faces closer together. Do you want to live life dangerously, Kate? Just for a moment? Because I'll be more than happy to help. I, I am loving Kate's expressions. She's there. Kate, they're so good. I lean away, putting a comfortable distance between us. God, I'm blushing so hard, aren't I? So you don't want to be dangerous. That's good. We can't have too many dangerous people running around in the world. His lovely, vibrant eyes glance over to the clock here hanging above the entrance. 12:30. Kelly lets out a soft, almost missable sigh. Much as I enjoyed our evening together, I must be going. Time waits for no one. Oh, okay. Does she really have to go now? Kate, stop it. How are you attached to this woman already like you're some lovesick puppy? I don't even know her real name, for crying out loud. You sound almost disappointed by that. It's not often they get to meet someone like you around here. Oh, I'm sure you say it to everyone. I don't. Mm. Connie's eyes widen ever so slightly. But if you really need to go, then I won't stop you. You said you had important plans tonight, right? That I did. You should get going before, you know, you hit that late night traffic. My joke surprisingly lands because Connie smiles, but it's not like the one I've seen for the majority of the night. It's genuine. It's kind of heartwarming. Ah, yes, that dreadful late night traffic. Can't let the taxis filled with drunk partygoers hold me up for my engagements. She stuffs her hand into her pocket and pulls out a wrinkly $20 bill. And before you say something, keep the change. Thanks. Good night, Kate. Good night, Callie. Callie slides off her bar stool and walks away. Confident stride leaves no room for what ifs or daydreams. Without looking back, her hand lifts into the air, and Callie leaves me staggered one last time with a small wave goodbye. Naturally, I spring into action with a tiny wave in return, and though I know she can't see me. Before I know it, she's gone. So is the warmth in my chest. Something special. Later that night? Oh, the rest of the night drags on. thankfully without any hitches. After closing up the place, it's just me, my cheap umbrella, and the rainy bus stop sign, waiting for the last ride out of here. Of course it would be late, as always is. Just my luck. Life sucks sometimes. Had a pretty girl come into the bar, and what did I do? I messed it up. Didn't even get her number. Again, I don't think she would have given it to me. I don't even think she would have gone as far as to give me an email address or fax number. And you would be right, Kate. Whoa. Well, hello there. My head whips in the direction of that voice. Standing there under the streetlight is unmistakably Callie. That mysterious glow in your eyes. Callie? What are you doing here? I forgot something. Oh. Slowly she saunters toward me as I watch in a daze. The light rainfall leaves a dappled pattern on the fabric of her hood. Feet apart now, I catch the teasing curve of her mouth. What did you forget? You didn't have anything on you. Ooh! She shuts me up with an abrasive kiss that makes my heart stop and my mind come to a screeching halt. Is this really happening? Is she actually kissing me? A subtle taste of alcohol on her lips and her hand grazing my cheek indicate that yes, this is very much real. Before I can reciprocate or put my hands on her to deepen it, breaks off the intimate connection. Takes one step back and I expect her to look proud of leaving me speechless. But her face is blank. Kate, you're a good person. It would be wise to go on with your normal life and forget about me. You can't say that after kissing me. She gets closer. I catch a whiff of something powerful amongst the smell of the city. Is that bleach? What? Inching closer, I can feel her breath. Scorching my skin. I open my mouth, my arguments are forgotten just as quickly as they came. Gaze is frightening. Kate. Her tone is serious. Just do what I say, okay? Let tonight fade away. Okay. Once I agree to do as she asks, her face relaxes, and the color returns to her eyes. Good. Turning on her heel, Callie walks away. Goodbye, Kate. Thank you for the memorable evening. The roaring of the old city bus coming up from behind pulls my attention away from Callie. It shakes a bit as it stops in front of me. I look back to where Callie was. She's gone. Right back at you, Callie. As the bus doors creak open, I step inside, ready to finally go home. Ooh. Now that was something powerful. That was something truly powerful. No ending. Ah, parting gift. Is there a bad ending? Oh no. It's obviously... Ah. So we have very much more to do here. I think let's go back and explore a little bit first. Ahem. How long have you been sitting there for? Okay, that's weird. I'm not that old to be losing my hearing yet. I'm only 29. Well, one of the few talents I have is knowing when someone is approaching, so I know when to put my phone away. That's why I never get written up by Julie. My coworkers are envious of me because of it. If this lady just magically appeared without so much as making a peep. Is she a ghost? Ah, she can't be. She'd be translucent. Maybe she's a secret agent for the CIA or something. It feels like she's something supernatural. No matter what the case may be, she's stealthy. That makes me wonder, just how long has she been sitting there watching me? How long have you been sitting there for? Oh, I've been dying to be served by you for 3 painstaking hours. Ugh. Quite the sarcastic lady, ain't she? No, you weren't. I definitely would have noticed you if you were. The lady smirked smugly. Ah, glad you didn't fall for my obvious lie. Why would you lie? Ask a foolish question and receive a foolish answer. Seems like a fair deal to me, you know. But wait, what you just said just now. How intriguing. You said you would have noticed me. Are you calling me pretty, bartender? You're divulging that complete strangers are your type? My, aren't you adventurous? Though some people may consider that dangerous. First, her teasing playfully burrows under my skin. I know how to roll with punches. That's not usually a big deal. Once there, she'd find just the right way to send my nerves completely haywire. Heat rushes to the surface of my skin with such a fiery intensity that I could feel myself radiating like a furnace. It's unbearable. Inching backwards, I can only hope she doesn't notice my vibrant red cheeks. Though judging by her charmed expression, I think she definitely does. I never said that. Don't twist my words round. It's always amusing to see people get so flustered. It is? Much as I would like to see you in such a state, I'm afraid that if we continue to play like this, neither of us would be productive for the rest of the night. So aren't you going to ask me what I would like to drink? Ah, right, nearly forgot I was supposed to be bartending. Alright. That was a more productive outcome. I am very curious how these choices actually affect the ending. I wonder if it's just the drink we make her that decides our ending. Let's make her a red, white, and blue. Gathering the ingredients of the red, white, and blue, I sneak a peek at the woman who is idly playing with a little brown drink napkin. Oh. Let's see. Why the secrecy? Won't ask her if she's not willing to tell me, but I find it challenging to drop the subject completely. Curiosity getting the best of me, my next question flies out. Why so secretive? She casts her eyes down to the crumpled up napkin in front of her. My line of work requires me to be... Wait, so you are in the CIA? The woman immediately looks back up at me, her eyes nearly bulging out of their sockets. What? That's how you're able to sneak up on me without me noticing. I very much enjoy her shocked expression. Sure, we can go with that cute little theory of yours. A light-hearted chuckle makes my heart skip a beat. Well, the main reason is rather simple. Trust is a fickle thing, Kate. If I were to give you my name, what would you do with it? What a weird question to ask someone. Remember it? Write it down on your tab if you were to make one? She shakes her head and sucks her teeth, all the while wagging her finger at me. But see, not everyone is like you. Something as simple as a name can be life-ruining. With my face and name, you could look me up online. Find everything you need to know about me. Where I live, my phone number, who my relatives are. You could use that information to blackmail me. Isn't that frightening? Every word of her nightmare scenario creeps under my skin and twists my insides into a million knots. Did you really get all that information online? And so easily at that? My mind immediately rushes to the worst possible scenario. Someone getting my name, finding mine and my family's info, and somehow using that to ruin our lives. Making new credit cards under our names, posing as us online to scam people, and attempting to extort money out of us. Put an end to their crimes. Now that you mention it, yeah, I can see why that might be scary. Can't wait to go to bed thinking about this tonight. Intrusive thoughts ahoy! Now, my drink. Right, her drink. Nearly forgot about that among the sea of dread I now found myself drowning in. Yes, your drink. Put the drink down in front of her and she takes it in. What? What the fuck is this? Red, white, and blue. It's one of our most popular drinks. Are you patriotic, Kate? Not in the slightest, but you did say surprise me, right? That I did. So, I surprised you. Lesson learned, never doing that again. But maybe it tastes better than it looks. With an auspicious gleam, she leans forward, curling her tongue around the straw and taking a sip. Ooh, no. Instantly, her face retorts making that ick face that I never take joy in seeing. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Decided by the drink. Because she very obviously hates this one. She enjoyed the vampire kiss. Quickly puts the drink down and pushes it away from her ever so slightly. Yeah, I'm certainly never doing that again. It's too strong for me to have on an evening like this. Crap! We can have the drink if you like. No need, I'm good. Double crap! Oh! Woman opens her mouth, but before she can get her words out, the blaring voice of a special news report comes out from the TV behind me. Alright, here we go. State of the world? Out of the corner of my vision, I see the woman balling her hand into a fist so tightly her veins pop out slightly. Whoa! Hey, you okay? Takes a moment, but once my words reach her, she moves her attention away from the news report and back to me. She shifts uncomfortably in her chair and rolls her shoulders back. I'm fine. So it's very clear that Kate has very good reason. They've got very good reason too. Because the world really is awful. I can also appreciate how none of these answers are in any way positive, because it's a difficult judgment to make. And there's a ton of awful shit in the world. There are good people out there who are willing to support and have you back, but there's also tons of just abjectly awful folks out in the world who will take almost pride and glee in tearing people down just for trying to be who they are and not getting in anyone's way. But they make these things their problem and try and ruin people's lives. There's, like Kali said last time, there's good things, good people worth hanging on to in your lives. There's also a ton of awful people who sure wish could just go. My head moves slightly from side to side while I juggle my conflicting feelings about the world. They're messy as hell, but hey, they're my messy as hell feelings. On one hand, the world can be an awful place. People hate me and others for just being our genuine selves. And then there's this ever-mounting problems this city seems to be facing. Politicians escaping justice, cost of living increasing, local businesses that I have grown to love since childhood closing down, crime rate increasing. That's just this city alone. Everywhere's a shit show. But I look at the woman I've been spending part of my night with, a soft smile gracing my lips. There's a glimmer of hope. People can distract you from the bad, even if it's just for a moment. I feel like you're gonna hate me for my answer. I think the world is a complicated place. Can't honestly say it's good or bad. Yeah, the world can be shitty sometimes. There are days when I dream, where I dread waking up because I know what awaits me is yet another news story that's gonna cause me to stay in bed doom-scrolling. It's like I'm living in some horror film, you know? But there's also good in this world. Like my cat, Cream Puff. A snicker escapes her lips, and then she's scrambling to muffle her laughter. Covers her mouth with her hand, but it's too late. I saw that genuine smile. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. I was not expecting you to give a shout-out to your cat, Cream Puff. Oh, this lady does not own a pet. If she did, she would get it. Only a pet owner would know the indescribable value a pet brings into their lives. He's an absolute sweetheart. You want to see? Before she can even give an answer, I pull up my phone and show her my lock screen, much like a proud parent showing off their child's baby pictures. Cute. I know, right? With one last glance at my fluffy menace of a best friend, I put my phone away. But it's not just Cream Puff. I mean, there's my family, friends, and occasional stranger that makes a weekend shift a little less stressful. Oh. A vague, dark red tint dusts the woman's cheeks. Wait, is she? Before I even have a chance to internally celebrate my victory, the woman clears her throat and composes herself. She lets out a soft exhale and steadies her breathing. In just a matter of seconds, that blush is gone. Interesting. What about you? You put me in the hot seat. So now it's your turn. Unless that's information you also can't tell me. She smiles at me. No, I think I can let you in on at least that. Consider it a reward for having a complex answer to my complex question. Ah, now we get back into this. So this time we're one of the people who will stick around. A sense of unease washes over me. Why? I should be gleeful that she already has a high opinion of me, yet... Reformation. The good people staying. What does that entail exactly? As the idea ferments in my mind, my stomach gets queasy. I should take my leave. Oh, the sudden announcement reveals me back to reality. Wait, what? I said I'll be going. It appears that I've made you uncomfortable, and I would rather not make this night even worse for you. Stuffing her hand into her pocket, she pulls out a wrinkly $20 bill. More than enough for a drink, and lays it out on the bar top. Her hand lingers on the money, and her eyes slowly meet mine. I want to stop her from leaving. To put my hand on hers and do what I can to keep the conversation going. But I stand there, frozen in time, words lodged in my throat, unable to escape. The mysterious woman's eyes harden. Good night, Kate. She gets off the stool and effortlessly moves through the crowd of people toward the entrance. Before I know it, she's gone. My eyes are drawn to her drink, and then to the money. The only evidence she left behind to prove that she was here. Put my hand over my aching heart, its beat steadily coming down to a normal pace. I hate it. Maybe it's better this way. All that adrenaline and excitement wouldn't have been worth letting that woman into my life, if it was for a short period of time. Right? So this is definitely a bad ending. See, our first time through, I suppose for one in this path, we don't even learn Kali's name. We don't even get Kali as a nickname. She regards Kate in a good light, though I don't know if it's actually positive to have her actively leave, so to speak. Actively put her off talking to us, because, I mean, Kate, they're just naturally good-natured and well-meaning. Alone. Yep, we don't even get to see her again. Does this mean we unlock the bus stop CG, though? No, we don't. Huh. I believe... Yeah, there are 3 endings. So I suppose now... I suppose first and foremost we'll try... see how she reacts to the 3rd drink. I feel like vampire... If we're going for best ending, Vampire Kiss might be the best way to go, but... We'll see what happens. But first, let's see what this... if we banter right away. She took a great amount of pleasure in our fluster and response here, but can we banter? Okay, Kate. This pretty lady's either demeaning you, teasing you, or trying to flirt with you. No matter what the case may be, you need to respond. Go, Kate. Putting my minor embarrassing display with my phone behind me, I lean against the bar top and shine a grin at the woman. No, they didn't. Must have fallen asleep during that lesson. I was using all my brain power towards learning the English alphabet and coloring inside the... Real smooth! The woman smirk doesn't falter. In fact, I noticed just one curl of her lips curl upward just a bit. At least one of those is a valuable life skill. Yeah, I always thought coloring inside the lines was dumb. We're supposed to be teaching kids to reach for their boundless dreams and nurturing their creativity. Yet we're telling them at such an impressionable age that it's wrong to color outside the lines? What kind of sense does that make? Kind of hypocritical, if you ask me. The woman blinks and her head tilts ever so slightly. Oh no, I think I just lost her. Good going, Kate. What I meant to say was, The woman's soft, unexpected chuckle pierces through my defenses and extinguishes my bubbling anxiety. For now, anyways. And here I thought you were going to ask me what I wanted to order. Instead, you surprised me with an interesting worldview. Captivating gaze slides side to side. Then she leans forward like she's about to drop the world's greatest secret. Not that I mind. I enjoy a good surprise every now and then. Her soft, almost inaudible whisper sends a shiver down my spine, and a clear satisfaction in her demeanor rouses a spike of heat rising underneath my skin. Swallowing thickly, I step back and hope that I'm not blushing too hard, and that if I am, she won't notice. Though, judging by her bemused smile, I think she does. Aren't you going to ask me what I want to drink? Or are you going to continue to gawk at me? She shifts the pitch of her voice slightly, like she's talking to someone who's beneath her. Takes me a second to clear my head and nod. Right. What's going on here? First, this lady comes from out of nowhere, like without so much as making a friggin' sound like she's a spy or something. And now it's like she has me under some kind of spell. A spell that the worst part of me wants to stay lulled in. Alright. Let's see how she reacts to the Bay Breeze. Gathering the ingredients for the Bay Breeze, I sneak a peek at the woman who is idly playing with a little brown drink napkin. You know, I realized it. Oh. Move forward. Okay. Why the secrecy didn't go over well, this is going to go over very poorly. Let's just drop the subject. A safety precaution, huh? Maybe best to drop the subject. If she's not going to give me her name willingly, I'm not going to force it out of her. Like she's going to be making a tab anyhow. I guess be wondering, what happened to her to be so secretive in the first place? Victim of stalking, maybe? Alrighty, I still need a name. So you know, the conversation doesn't sound so... I snap my finger, searching through my vocabulary for a word that fits the situation. Robotic? Superficial? With a slight bounce of excitement, I point a finger at her. Oh yes, I like superficial. Very good. One of my favorite words. Now, what to call me? Taps her finger on her chin, giving her nickname some thought. You can call me... Her eyes twinkle slightly. Kali. Okay, so we get her name this way, anyways. Okay, alright. I present to you the Bay Breeze. Pretty. She plucks the cherry off the ice and carefully places it on her tongue before she starts chewing it. It takes a few seconds before she plucks a twirled cherry stem from her mouth. She looks at me, a smirk tugging at her lips. Fresh cherries are my favorite. Off to a good start. Grabbing a new napkin, she places the stem on it. Now, let's see how you did. Plucking the glass from the bar top, she swirls it around before taking a small sip. Sip. I watch on, a bead of sweat dripping down my neck. She sits the drink back down onto its napkin. Face doesn't give anything away. Damn, she must be fantastic at poker. Well? A moment, please. Swiftly, Callie squeezes the lime and with a thin black stir, then carefully mixes it into the drink. When to her satisfaction, she takes another sip. That's fine. A bit too fruity and sweet for my taste, even with the addition of the lime, but it'll do. Okay, so the Vampire's Kiss is the best drink. I groan internally. Damn. What's in it? Cranberry and pineapple juice. That would do it. I'm not a giant fan of pineapple, but that's not something you would have known. Yet with her reassurance, I can't help but feel a tinge bad. It's like receiving a middle of the road from the restaurant critic. You only focus on the bad and what you could have done to do better. Not the sad puppy dog eyes, Kate. You did just fine. Despite her distaste for pineapple, she takes another sip, which lifts my spirits a bit. I can deal with just fine. I wish I was receiving higher praise from her. How would she have reacted if I rocked her world by magically making something she loved? Would she singing my praises? Would she give me a one-note compliment that would still manage to throw me for a loop? News. Now, since we're not getting the best ending on this drink anyways, let's just try this option out. Ah, God, why the hell is she asking me such a complicated question? It's like something you would see on a standardized test. Or hear be discussed among philosophers while they hold wine glasses in their hands. My feelings in the world are complex. Is this a black or white kind of question? Can the world only be bad or good? Shuffling in place, I search for any scrap of a hint on what Kali might want to hear at her beautiful gaze. Despite my best efforts, I can't quite pinpoint what she's thinking. Uh, well, I'm not too sure, to be honest. I see. Kind of kills the conversation. Her voice flatlines as her attention drops to her drink, disappointed in my lack of an answer. Geez, Kate, maybe you should have said something or of substance so the conversation could keep going instead of nosediving straight into the ground. Hmm? What about you? What are your thoughts about the world? What are my thoughts indeed? Kali lazily stirs her drink. She mulls over my question. Though her tone often reminds me of a teacher's when you ask them for an answer. There's a distinct lack of direction and energy behind her words. Is she not going to share them with me? I suppose I owe you that much, given my lack of answers tonight. Oh, this is a surprise. She readjusts herself and lackadaisically meets my eyes again. I don't have quite the same outlook as you, being no outlook. There's definitely a level of comfort and rapport we can cultivate with her. And that's the key to having this connection go beyond tonight. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, Kate. Just know that you would be someone who would stay around. Oh, I would? Even if I made you a subpar drink? Yes. Nothing as mundane as a drink wouldn't spoil you. You would have to do something drastic for that to happen. Like making you pay for your drink. You weren't going to let me pay? Maybe. I was thinking about it, but now that I've said it, I definitely have to hold my end of the bargain. How thoughtful of you. Truly, your kindness knows no bounds. Oh, okay. She takes one more sip of the Bay Breeze before inching the now empty glass toward me. As I reach to get it, she rests her hand on mine. Maybe this is a better outcome. Before you do that, I want to show you something, so that maybe if the opportunity arises, you can get away with something. Or two. What do you say? So I feel like Kali has... Obviously, Kate, they are an open book. In a sense, Kali is trying to do some good for them. Kali immediately pinpoints that Kate, they are unfailingly honest, open book, unwilling to say no, unwilling to tell the little friendly white lies, unwilling to say no to people, even when to the point where it's detrimental to their own desires and their own comfort. And so this little gift of Kali's is a means to help Kate, I suppose. What do you say? And instantly Kate balks because their rebellious ears, their responsible cat owner who would never lie. I would not lie to... Every lie I tell, Cream Puff looks me in my eyes and judges me for it. I just know it. I do wonder, though. Let's try figuring her out. Wonder. I eye her up and down. Every alarm bell in my head blares. This woman, she's something else, that's for sure. Mysterious, yes. Frightening, a little bit. It would be stupid to ignore her behavior, especially just now. At the same time, she's interesting, witty, incredibly smart, and most of all, she's thrilling. Every time I look at her, I get excited. I even felt this way about anything, ever. Always taking the safe path in life, sacrificing myself and time for others, and in return, I live a normal, forgettable life with the same old routine. I want something more, something different. It doesn't even matter if I get hurt. I didn't need this. Even if it's just a brief moment where my world is exhilarating. This woman right here is my ticket to that. It's telling me to retreat, to do whatever I can to get this woman out of here. I focus on regaining control of my racing heart instead. Take a deep breath in and then out. Calmly as I can manage, I tell Kali what I want. I want to figure you out, Kali. Oh? At first, she's taken aback by that, and then she relaxes back into her signature smirk that jumpstarts the hasty pounding force of adrenaline pumping into my heart. You must like a challenge. Okay, go ahead. Let's see what you can piece together about me, Kate. Is this the final challenge? Is this the key that our conversations can unlock? She adjusts herself to sit perfectly upright and still, as if getting ready to be examined. I don't need much time. I think I got you figured out. Oh. Lean forward, lowering my voice to whisper. You're dangerous, aren't you? No reaction. Perhaps you're that way because of what's happened to you in life. Or with all the secrecy, maybe it's because you can't afford to give yourself up. Spark drops. Hmm. Plus the way you looked at Phil just now. Enjoy seeing people like that, right? I mean, explain why you've liked seeing me so flustered. Tilts her head and her eyes twinkle with amusement. But don't people typically enjoy seeing someone they fancy embarrassed? Yeah, fancy. She's doing it again. This one really knows how to get to people. Oh, boo, ow. I slammed one hand out on the bar before gesturing my hand at her. Brr, take that. See, you're doing it again. Saying things that you know will get to me, which proves my point even further. But it's fun seeing you a blushing mess. You seriously won't let me just have this one moment. Look at them. They're so sad. Oh, you can. I just won't let you have it easily. Continue. God, this woman. I love their pout. I love that pouting blush face of theirs. Anyway, where was I? You were in the part about me enjoying seeing others squirm, but and I countered, saying that's nothing out of the norm. Yes, right, thank you. Anyways, put on a serious face again. But the way you were looking at Phil, that wasn't normal. Your soft smile when you laid your eyes on him. How your cheeks flushed at seeing him so miserable when any other person would have shown him some empathy, or outright ignored him. And the whole thing about the world and it needing to be reformed, that whole thing sounded ominous. That's why I think you're dangerous. Kelly's finger dances around the rim of her glass as she processes my theory thoughtfully. Silence later. A amused smile flickers onto her face. Let's say your hypothesis is true, Kate. Despite everything, here you are, standing only a few inches away from me, afraid. Kelly leans forward, bringing her face close to mine. I can feel her breath tickle my skin. Her eyes darken, like a predator who has just found its prey. Are you sure you're not the dangerous one? I. I lean away, putting a comfortable distance between us. God, I'm blushing so hard, aren't I? So you aren't. That's good. We can't have too many dangerous people running around in the world. Oh. Oh. That path gets us the normal ending. But if we give her a complex answer to a complex question, on the other hand, are you sure you're not the dangerous one? You don't flinch this time. Keep a straight face. One corner of my mouth tugging upwards. Normally, no. But tonight? Just tonight, I want to be. Oh. She looks me up and down, slowly. Her gaze lingers until eventually she makes eye contact with me once more. That's when I notice a change. Oh. Her once vibrant eyes have given way to something carnivorous. Desire. If that's something you truly want, Kate, then who am I to deny such an obedient little kitten their deepest, darkest desire? Obedient little kitten? That person's shockwaves of pleasure throughout my body. Oh. Leans forward and my attention drops to the soft curve of her mouth. Inches away now. And if we're in front of a packed tavern, I don't care. Our lips would finally meet. My hopes are quickly dashed when she shifts and moves closer, bringing her head towards my ear instead. Her lips brush against my skin, and it takes everything in me not to back away from that subtle yet intense touch. I suppose I have some time to spare to play with you tonight. But can I ask you to do one thing? Words are lodged in my throat. I can't breathe. Is this really happening? I nod meekly. This exchange between us, it's a one-time thing. Don't get attached, okay? You're as much how mysterious she's been all night. You seem like the type to have no strings attached, outings every now and then. Still, that doesn't ease my disappointment. When do you get out? 2 a.m. She gonna take back her offer? I get out late and who knows where she has to be at, and who knows where has to be at God knows what time. I suppose I can push back my prior engagements for a little later. Just for you. Almost as if she can feel the intense heat radiating off my face, Callie leans away, sitting back in the stool. She digs into her pocket and gently places a slightly worn-out bill onto the bar top. It's $20. More than enough for a drink. Meet me at the bus stop outside as soon as you get out. I don't like to wait. Before I can even gesture a reply, she slinks out of her chair and walks away, heading for the exit. Her stride is slow, like she wants me to take every part of her. Small preview of what's to come later tonight. When she finally exits the tavern, I can finally breathe again. Cold, desperate pants like I'd spent the night running a marathon, breathing. I did that. I really freaking did that. Kate. My coworker Raheem brings me back to reality. As he's mixing a drink, he slides over, concerned. Admittedly, I'm a little concerned as well. What the hell just happened right there? Did you, yes, I did. Let's get back to work before I explode. Oh, no, you're not doing that to me. Give me the details now. Nope. I playfully shove Raheem away and jump to cleaning up the small mess that Callie left behind. He chuckles a bit, rightly whispering that I owe him the details later. Raheem's proud of you. For my own sanity, I keep myself busy for the rest of the night. Even when the crowd of customers dies down as 2 a.m. approaches, I do whatever I can to make time go by faster without trying to glance at the clock or my phone for the time. That works, and soon enough, I'm out. What awaits me is a woman standing under a street light. The purple hood is up, and the light rainfall is leaving a dappled pattern on the fabric. But there's no mistaking her. It's Callie. We hop into a taxi, and the drive is quiet. Callie's fingers dance dangerously on my inner thigh. I look at her. In the darkness, I can make out a teasing smile. Eventually, we get to my apartment. No words are exchanged. Yeah, but once we make it inside and I escort Cream Puff out of my bedroom, all bets are off. Oh! He shoves me onto the bed and pounces, our lips crashing violently against each other. It takes me a moment to recover from the whiplash. Once I do, I'm in my element. Our tongues dance and tangle together, and she deepens the kiss by roughly grabbing my hair and pulling me nearer. Lifting my knee, I press against her core and treasure her muffled moan as she shifts and pins one more kiss to my mouth before parting. Mi pequeño gatita. She sounds confident in calling me her new pet names, even when she puts too much emphasis on certain syllables. Since when did you know Spanish? An hour ago. I got bored waiting around for you. She learned Spanish? And just for me? No, Kate, you need to focus. Remember what she said. This exchange is a one-time thing. Don't get attached. Don't let your heart go aflutter. Stop it and stay cool. Taking the moment for what it is, a single moment in time. Tomorrow she'll be gone. You got this. Impressed? It was good for a beginner. You need to brush up on your pronunciations. I can show you. Shaking your head, she presses her index finger against my lips, and my remaining thoughts melt away. She then gives me an orderly push, and my back falls flat to the mattress. She wastes no time to straddle me, a devilish smirk tugging at the corners of her mouth. She dips her finger under her tank top strap, teasing me with what lies underneath. Let's save the Spanish lessons for another time. Right now, I want you to show me what you can do with that mouth of yours. In the morning, someone nuzzling at my against my cheek, someone warm, one furry. Green Puff. Slowly opening my eyes, I'm greeted with the familiar sight of Cream Puff, who looks happy despite having to sit in the living room for the night. Giving him some good scritches under his chin, I peek over where I last remember Callie looking back at me. She's gone. Yep. As she said, it's a one-time thing. But I mean, hey, sometimes you just need something to. Sometimes you just need to step out of your element, do something a little dangerous. And Kali sure did have that dangerous air, didn't she? That delightfully mysterious, dangerously mysterious and charming air about her. Which made this whole interaction delightful to read, not gonna lie. Now is this? Best ending. Dangerous. Even still, that expression is expression is delightful. Oh! And here's your baby breeze. Miss? Thank you. The one happily leaves me, confused and heartbroken. Eh? It's Monday. The start of our new week, and here I am, mourning the past. One-time exchange, huh? I knew how dangerous it would be to get involved with someone like her. How dangerous it would be to have a one-night stand with a woman who I know nothing about. If I knew the risks that were going to come with such a decision, I don't regret it, but my heart still aches. Whoa! Breaking news! Mayor Levine has been found dead in his home. I shouted to the TV. Holy shit. After failing to return to his lawyer's calls and not showing up to a meeting this morning, officers were sent to his home for a wellness check. After breaking through the door, they uncovered his bloodied body. The investigation is still in its early stages, and Lieutenant Dillon is expected to make a statement at 10 p.m. about the incident. More on this developing story. Make sure you stay tuned to A News. Fragments of Saturday night flashed through my head like an old-time movie. News report. Mayor getting acquitted of all charges of his crimes, and Kylie's look of disgust when the mayor's picture displayed on the screen. Good people die. Or if life is feeling particularly cruel, they are tortured by the sadistic people that hold power, all for their own selfish gain. Those people, they sicken me. Because these people that this world is a rotten wasteland. Think if this world would be reformed, the good people should stay. I can't think about it. I don't want to think about it. Stealing myself? Turn around and I met with a young couple whose eyes are glued to the TV screen. I try my best to greet them with a fake, unconvincing smile. Welcome to the Red Clover Tavern. What can I get you to today? Oh, you're gonna leave that mystery hanging in the air, aren't you? Oh, now we get the rest of the, Yep. Little kitty, diet clip there. Cute. I see what you're doing there. So Kylie's decisively not supernatural, but there's very dangerous intentions. I kind of like how we left the mystery up in the air like this. Best ending. And she pushed back her prior engagement of murdering the mayor. Just for Kate. Just for them. We love to see it. Here on this YouTube channel, we support women's rights. And women's wrongs, too. Kate can have a dangerously good time. And Kylie can have a little, murder. As a treat. We support them both. Did this game deliver the, mystery, intrigue, and charm that I was expecting? Absolutely. Like I said in the credits, the really charming earnestness of Kate and the wonderfully mysterious, dangerous allure of Kali here. Excellent choice of nickname. By the way, I love that. But alas. This has been intoxicating. And what can I say? But, maybe this is the sign that you need. to just step out and let yourself do something a little dangerous just for you. Do something a little out of the ordinary just for you. Don't give up too much of yourself. Look out for yourself. And all this too. Take care of yourself. And also eat the rich.